Hey there folks, welcome back to Craft Beer and Crypto again. You've joined us at our premium site. We're so happy that you're here. Today we're going to be discussing a few more things. We're going to really get into the nuts and bolts of how do you get invested, how do you get started on some of these major sites that are out there. All of this is going to be discussed in a little more detail. We've got our site at jkjdigitalassets.com. Now that you are a premium member and you've got access, you're going to be able to go in, and even after you watch this video, you're also going to see that there's going to be some white papers that are out there that are going to do a little bit more specific deep dive into some of the things we're going to talk about. We're going to follow up with some other videos on the crypto education part of the site. There's going to be a lot more that's going to tie into this, but we really started getting some feedback that people were like, we just need to know how do we get started. We've provided a ton of information, a lot of education. It's time to hit the road and it's time to get moving. So that's what we want to do today. So Javier, John, we are so excited to get rolling again. We are ready to help you start to really take those steps to start your journey down this crypto path. And today what we're going to do is we're going to talk about how do I move assets? How do I take my money, my hard-earned money that I've got sitting in my pocket, and what do I do to actually get invested? John, Javier, I think today is going to be a great day. I think this video is going to be exciting for people to see. People are really going to start to learn where do we move forward with this. So, y'all, what's the first thing that I need to do? If I've got my $25 sitting there and I'm ready to become a crypto billionaire with my $25, what is the first thing that I do? Because we've talked about exchanges and wallets, and we've talked about different things. What do I do with this money now that I'm ready to roll? Where do I go?
I would say, first of all, let's say what's your comfort level with this before we even get started, right? And when I mean by comfort level, what I'm getting at is, do you feel like this is secure? It's not secure? Are you a little bit afraid of what's going on because it's such a new technology? So if what you want to do is open up a checking account, a second checking account within your bank, just so that you can transfer funds there and have that connect to an exchange, then that's what you do. I have my own bank account set up that I move money into.
So we can't reach in and touch the bank account that you buy groceries with or something.
Correct. Again, I've been in this for a few years now, and I have never had any problems with any of the exchanges that I'm using, reaching in and grabbing any of my cash when they shouldn't be, or somebody hacking in that way. But if you feel like you want that extra level of security, then have a banking account, a checking account that's the only thing that's in there, or is money that you're going to be sending in and out.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay.
No, that really is. All right, so I go out, I go to one of these, I'll find a bank that allows me to do that, because as we know, some banks are not exactly crypto friendly. Yeah. So, we go out, we find somebody, maybe an online bank or somebody that'll let us do that. So we set up our account and we're ready to take that next step. I download some of these apps that we've talked about in the white papers and different things. I download that app onto my phone. Not saying anybody's better than another, but let's say I go get crypto.com or Coinbase or Binance US. All right, so I've got those there. So now what do I do? What am I looking for when I get to that site?
So the first thing is a term that we need to understand is a fiat account. So some of them have fiat accounts, some don't have a fiat account. Fiat account is like it's almost like a bank account, like crypto.com. It is a bank account. It's a Metropolitan Bank in New York. It's an account. The word fiat is referring to, it's the native currency where you live. Like wherever you told Coinbase that you live, you told them, just in this example, that you live in the United States. So your fiat is going to be in US dollars. Okay. If you live in France, your fiat's probably going to be in euros. And, based on where you told them that you're at is going to be what your fiat account is. So some of them have fiat accounts, some of them don't. Crypto.com does have a fiat account. And that makes getting your cash, you mentioned $25. If you have $25 that you want to invest, if you're using Crypto.com, one of the ways that you can do it is to do an ACH feature from you. When you open the account, you'll get the account number and routing number for this bank account at Metropolitan Bank in New York. You'll get those things from there. So you could do a simple ACH feature or a wire transfer or something like that. All the normal banking features that we have or options that we have, you will have to put money into that account, and then you'll see it inside of crypto.com.
Yeah, and one of the things you need to be aware of is, again, if I have an ACH that might be available to you 24, 48 hours after you make that deposit. If you wire it, it's going to take probably a little bit longer.
Yeah.
So depending on what you use and which method you want to send that money will depend on when those funds will be available.
Yeah, so that's a great point. Another one out there, Coinbase, it also has an account like that, a fiat account. That one does an immediate transfer. And so you can do it has a feature inside of Coinbase. It's an ACH feature that you have to go through all the connectivity to make it work. It's quite a process to make it work. But once you get your account set up, you can pull money in immediately and buy crypto with it immediately. So, I mean, every one of these has its own feature set. I think JD wants to talk about the downside of that. Go ahead.
Well, there's not a downside. Just with Coinbase, just be aware that you are able to bring those funds in, use it right away to purchase coins, tokens inside their exchange. You cannot transfer them into a non-custodial wallet or send it someplace else immediately until it's cleared. It's going to take it 3 or 4 days to clear, depending on the sum. But yes, if I'm looking to buy something that's in that exchange, I can do it right away. And the reason I say this, it's going to go to our more advanced users in the future. Yeah, you're going to look at it and say, hey, I'm buying this token and I want to buy it now. Well, you're not going to buy it now. You're going to have to wait the clearing period for that token. Depending on how much money you have in Coinbase will depend on what they let you draw and send immediately. That's all.
So that's two sides of a coin. That's a great point. Like crypto.com, for example, you can ACH in, but you're going to have to wait the 3 days or whatever it takes for that ACH, the mechanics of it to happen, and see your money in there. Coinbase, you can transfer it in and buy something immediately, but it's going to hold your stuff for 3 days. So you're going to have to wait 3 days one way or another.
Right.
But if you were ACHing money around, your local bank, you would wait those same number of days anyway. So.
Yeah, that was exactly what I was going to say. Is if you do it from literally my bank account that I have, my checking account, and I was gonna send you money over directly through a transfer to yours, which that's not going to happen. But I'm just using that as an example.
Oh.
If we were going to do that, there is that delay.
Yeah,
it's not instantaneous. So.
There is one that if you go to crypto.com, for instance, the way I have it set up is I took my routing number from my account at the Metropolitan Bank and I put that in as a transfer feature in my bank, in my checking account.
Yeah, yep.
So it makes it over there. It takes 24 hours, but once it gets to crypto.com, I do anything I want.
When you see it.
So there's different features. You just gotta, when you navigate into these exchanges and you start navigating through the setup process, you're going to find out exactly what that exchange has to offer and what system or what they use for you to bring that money in and how you get it out. So every one of them is a little different.
So, and there is detailed information in the white papers that are at jkjdigitalassets.com. You have, as a premium member, you have access to those white papers. So if you decide this is something you want to begin these steps, go there, look at it. There's detailed instructions dealing with crypto.com. There's detailed instructions dealing with Coinbase. Again, we're not saying one's better than the other. We're not recommending one over the other. These are just some of the big boys that are out there right now in this world that's easily accessible if you're in the U.S. Now, if you're watching us internationally, there's going to be some other sites that you can go to, and there will eventually be some charts that we're going to put up that'll have information about different places and what sites are compatible. But not to get sidetracked on that too much either. Yeah, that's just more information that's out there at jkjdigitalassets.com that you can find that's available to help you take these moves. So, okay, so let's go ahead and take that assumption. We've gone the ACH route. We've gotten the money in there. It's now sitting in my fiat wallet. So,
let's take one step back because we didn't explore another route. There are exchanges that don't have a fiat account.
That is true. Yeah.
So in those, you have to find some other way to purchase your crypto. They all have their own feature sets to them. Some of them you can just buy with a credit card. Some of them have Apple Pay connected to it. There's other ways that you can do, but not every single one has a fiat account attached to it. So you are going to run into some trouble trying to use your credit card, not, because our banking systems in the United States have not fully absorbed crypto, or they don't support crypto. You may have trouble using a credit card to buy crypto. I bought crypto using Apple Pay pretty successfully because there's a third party involved,
Right.
so they don't, like, your Visa card doesn't know what you're buying. You could be buying an app with Apple Pay, or you could be buying crypto with your Apple Pay. So I've had more success with that, but you're just going to have to explore around. There's different ways to get your foot into the door of crypto. And it's all based on which platform you're using. Coinbase, Crypto.com, they use cash. There's other ones out there that you can use a credit card for.
Right. Well, good. All right, so that's an excellent point and something to keep in mind. And again, a simple internet search too. I know I've done that in the past just to find out, like, hey, if I'm going to deal with this site, well, what credit card can I use or can I not? So there is some of that out there too that you can go out and find that's available. Okay, so now you see I'm itchy. I'm ready to go. I've got money. I got my $25. I moved it over. So now what do I do if I want to buy crypto? Where do I go get my crypto at? So Javier, so now do I just go?
We've listed a couple of them here. Now we've again, you'll hear us kind of focus on some of the big guys here that we use, Crypto.com, Coinbase, but there's plenty of them out there. Binance.us, you can use Voyager. I think Robinhood's come a long way. So there's a lot of ways to get in, get out. Once you know what token you're looking to buy, that will pretty much push you in the direction you want to go in terms of the exchange. Yeah, you're going to find Bitcoin, you're going to find Ethereum everywhere. Will you be able to find Avalanche? Will you be able to find Spider? Will you be able to find, you name it? There's 12,000 tokens. So look at the exchange and see what's available for sale in that exchange. If the token you're looking for is not available in Coinbase, it's probably going to be over in Crypto.com. If it's not there, you can go over to Binance.us. Just don't send your money there because you want to onboard your money. If the token's not available, then you've kind of wasted your move.
Exactly, and moving that money around, you do incur fees. So it's not always just a matter of I put my money over there. Okay, I don't want it there. I'm going to take it back out. Well, you know what? That cost you. So be aware of that.
Yeah.
So like I think you're asking, like, physically, how do I buy a crypto? Like, I've got cash sitting in my Fiat account.
Yeah.
So how do I buy it? I mean, that the functionality of that is going to be different for every platform. I mean, there's some basic things. There's going to be a little button. It's usually like the plus sign for buying crypto. There's a minus sign for selling or moving crypto, and there's probably a swap feature that occurs right there. So I mean, if you find that button, it's going to be as simple as just like hit the plus button or hit the buy button, and it's going to click into. You're going to get choices in front of you. A lot of times it'd be like, do you want to buy one crypto with another crypto? Do you want to buy crypto from your Fiat account? Do you want to buy crypto with a credit card? Do you want to buy crypto with Apple Pay? You have to make that choice when the second level is to make that choice. And then it'll say, all right, what do you want to buy with your $25?
And go slow. There's no rush. When you get into these exchanges, just take your time. I mean, just finding this silly little button with the arrows going in different directions and looking at that going, what exactly is that? Right. So again, and that's something that we explain in our papers and the papers that we're publishing, and we're trying to get them out as quickly as possible, but absolutely.
Yeah, and there's a lot of safety to this, because every single thing, there's going to be you set it all up. I want to pull $25, buy whatever crypto with it, and then there's going to be a confirmation page. There is always a confirmation. Yes. And so, if you want to walk this dog all the way to the point just to feel in the hit cancel, that's fine. You can do that. And then, practice a little bit, get some confidence about what you're doing, and then hit submit. Most of them have security features also. Like, even when you hit submit, it may ask you for a PIN number or a two-factor authentication or something. There's usually like lots of levels of security that you're going to go through before you actually like cha-ching. There's, this token ends up in your account.
Set up your two-factor. I'm not going to say that again.
Definitely.
Hey, if you need help with two-factor authentication, go look at the white papers. We have one out there. at jkjdigitalassets.com behind the paywall in the premium site. It's great. It's out there. It's going to walk you right through how to do that. So take advantage of the tools that you have available as a premium member of JKJ Digital Assets. And again, John, to what you said, that's so good to know that, you know, there is more to it. Don't think you're going to go in, click the plus button, and you're done. And don't be afraid to take that next step as you see these screens change, and take your time. Javier, like you said, it's not a race. It's not a race. Take your time, really absorb what you're reading, and do that.
Hey, and hit us up on Instagram. Like if you get to a point, if you're in Binance.us and you bumped into a stop, hit us up on Instagram, message us on Facebook. We would love to have your questions, and we may answer them here on the podcast.
Yeah, we get notifications when somebody posts a comment or a question on Facebook. We get notified. I mean, I'm certainly not going to sit here and say that I'll answer you in 5 minutes, but you know, there really is that possibility that we'll be able to help people move along if you do have a question. And this is a great forum for us to address it if we get these questions. Yeah.
If the paper's not clear, if we're writing something and you're following line for line and you fall off and you're like, okay, let us know. We'll fix that immediately.
All right. So again, we've got all these resources out there with the white papers, with the videos that were posted here, just like this one. So now we're at the point we've clicked the button, we've hit the plus sign, we've bought our Matic, we've done whatever we're going to do, and now we're sitting there with it, sitting in this exchange, and now we go, as we've talked about in other videos, do I leave it here? Do I move it to a wallet? You know, this becomes a big question that you have to do. So, do I move it to a wallet? Do I not move it to a wallet? Again, I think all of us have our opinions on this. And
I'll let John take that one, and then I'm going to strike him.
All right, I'll take the first shot at this question. So, all right, so in my tactic that I move through this, I don't often move them. Like, I'm not a huge proponent of, you know, I bought an exchange, I have to shift it to a wallet. And there's a couple reasons for that. One of them is that the line between wallets and exchanges is kind of getting faded. It's not a black line, it's a gray line between those things. A lot of wallets have features where you can buy crypto. A lot of exchanges have a wallet that's associated with it, that you can store your crypto there. The one thing that I will say that the big ones like Crypto.com, Coinbase, Binance, those ones, you're fairly safe in there because they don't want the bad press of, you know, so-and-so lost their $25. You know, that's going to make it to CNN.
Oh, yeah.
And they don't want that to happen. So they will. We've seen lots of hacking events that have happened where they replaced all the money because they don't want the bad press from it. So, like, I like to leave things in the exchange. The second reason I like to leave them in there is because there's fees associated with every move. So if you want to move from your exchange into a wallet, you need to assess the worth it factor. If it's going to cost you $100, and there are Ethereum networks where fees are $100 to move it. If it's going to cost you $100, you need to assess, like, am I going to keep this for 10 years? Maybe it's worth the $100 to shift it over. If you think you're going to be bouncing around and selling stuff, then maybe it's not worth it. Even $25 might not be worth it to move it to a wallet. Right. So that's the calculus, I guess, or whatever, it goes into my brain. I may leave it in an exchange. I don't know. I mean, everything has its own.
I have a different calculus.
All right, bring me your calculus. Send it.
I have a different calculus. Okay, people get hacked all the time. They get hacked all the time. That. I mean, we've harped on seed phrases and passwords here for a bit now. But I continue to hear from folks that I run into on the road telling me that, hey, I have a friend of a friend of a friend, that just got hacked and they wiped out his account. All right. So hackers are getting smarter all the time. So how do we combat that? I'm sorry, I have my stuff in my Ether wallet, Trust wallet, MetaMask, Engine wallet, Neo. I've got about 10 different wallets that I have my stuff spread across. Did I pay to get them in there? Yes, I did. What that does for me, however, if I get one of my wallets wiped out for whatever reason, I'm not saying, that this is going to happen, but if for some reason, somehow I make a mistake when I'm inputting numbers and I've given too much information away, then that a wallet will be affected.
Mm-hmm.
If I have everything in that wallet, then everything goes. If all I have is a few of my tokens, now we're talking you're starting today to invest in this, but when one of those tokens becomes 20, 30 grand, I'd be very careful with how much I have in any specific wallet. And that's why I do what I do. I like to have it across. Now I'm a little OCD. I would love to have all of my tokens stacked in one wallet where I can all see it all there nice and pretty. But there's a danger to that as well. So yes, I incur the fee. I wait till Ethereum the gas price is down low so I can move it and get it where I think I might kind of have it spread out.
Yeah, right. Your level of complexity that you want to deal with is part of the calculus, right. And the length of time that you're going to hold an asset is part of the calculus. We haven't gone down the rabbit hole of taxes yet, but we mentioned fees. They get factored into your cost basis, so it might not be a big deal if you buy $500 worth of coin X, and you pay $100 to move it. That becomes now it's a $400 investment because the cost basis includes fees that you do. So everything has its calculus. If this is your first day in crypto, I recommend just leaving it in your exchange. Like you have dived off the high cliff and bought some crypto, step back, take a breath, collect yourself, leave your stuff in your exchange until you get more comfortable with the mechanics of this. And that's fine. If you have used one of these legitimate exchanges, your crypto's safe. The big ones, they will reimburse you if you lose your money. They do not want the bad press. So
yeah, we have definitely seen that historically.
Yeah,
you're not going to find that written in the T's and C's when you sign up with them, but historically that is what we have seen.
Yeah,
is they're able and willing to do that. So so that's good. All right. Okay, so now we've got it, we've bought it, we've sat there, we've made our decision. I'm putting it in a wallet, I'm leaving it at the exchange, I'm doing all that. So then the last thing becomes, and you just touched on this, John, is all right, am I holding this for 10 years and I'm hoping that I'm gonna call up Javier and go, guess what? Remember when I bought that coin X? Well, now it's worth 10,000 times what it was.
Yeah.
Or do you look at it and go, man, that doubled. This is awesome. I'm out of here. I'm taking my money and I'm running. All right, so if we're gonna do that and we do cash out, I know again that we're talking real general levels because each exchange, if it's in a wallet, there's obviously a lot more steps, which we'll get into with more white papers and more videos. But let's just say, fellas, I'm ready to cash out. How difficult have y'all seen it in the past to do that?
It's getting easier. It's getting a lot easier, I would say. Working inside of, and again, we keep going to the same exchanges here. It's just the stuff that's available here in the U.S. to us that's a lot safer and a lot easier to work with. So Coinbase, Crypto.com, hell, and in the Crypto.com, you just tap on fiat, you tap on, lost my train of thought.
So, yeah,
not send, but it's go to external wallet, and you're going to see your fiat wallet will bounce. Not only your fiat, but you'll actually see your bank account in there. And so all you do is tap on that, and you send it right back to your bank account. So
yeah, to turn it into cash, like if you needed to, I'm just making this up, but liquidate some crypto to make a car payment or something to get it to where it needs to be cash, you have to have one of those accounts that has a fiat account. That just is
and
where
it starts inside that fiat account.
Yeah, so it's the same functionality. When you bought crypto, you go the exact opposite direction. You sell crypto, and it will give you a choice of where you want that to go. And the fiat account is always one of them. If you crypto.com, I want to sell, cryptocurrency X, you want to sell it, and it's put the proceeds into your fiat account. So, but then it's in your fiat account. Like, you still can't make your car payment with it.
Right.
So you're going to have to get it from that fiat account. At crypto.com, it's in a bank in New York. You can ACH from that fiat account into your checking account or whatever. That's a thing. If hopefully you're not talking about car payment money. Hopefully we're talking about tens of thousands of dollars. That'd be wonderful. But it does the same. The process it took you to get that cash in, into the fiat account, and then you can buy crypto. It does the exact opposite going out, and you just have to go through that mechanics. You're not going to get this money in 5 minutes. It's going to take a little bit of time. The ACH time or what, I believe the crypto.com one, you can wire transfer like in an hour, but you pay more fees to do that. So
Right.
there's ways, but it's the exact same way you got it in is the exact same way you got it out.
Well,
Yeah.
excellent.
You see those tabs sitting right next, those links sitting right next to it. Buy, sell, transfer are the three that you'll see in most of these. And if all you do is click on the sell or the transfer, you'll see options for your external wallet or your bank account. So, yeah.
Well, good. Well, guys, thanks for explaining that to me, kind of walking me through this whole process. I know the first couple of times that I went through this, it was nerve-wracking. Again, to what we discussed earlier, there were lots of, do you want to do this? Are you sure you want to do this? All right, I'm going to text you a pin. Now you send this back to me so I know what you kind of think.
It's getting easier. It's getting easier.
There are protections built into this whole system. Not everything's perfect. Nothing's foolproof on this. But folks, I tell you, just be willing to go ahead and step out there. Give this a shot. Start this journey. It's going to be worth it. John, you got anything you want to wrap up with?
So we're going to do a video on, the literal mechanics of how it'll be in one of our wallets that we have. We're going to transfer money from one wallet to the other and then transfer it back in so that you'll see the literal button clicks that we do. We're going to do a screenshot and record this, and we'll put it into our crypto education tab on there. So
excellent.
Everybody
that'll
can
be
see
really
it.
That'll be really good because I know for me, I'm a visual learner kind of guy. So yeah, to have those steps that I can sit there and follow along with, I mean that's a tremendous benefit to our premium members that they'll be able to go back and see that. Javier, you got anything you want to wrap up with today?
No, happy hunting.
That's it, boys. That's it. All right. Well, hey, again, visit us, jkjdigitalassets.com. Come find us on Facebook at JKJ Digital Assets. We've got an Instagram account at JKJ_digital_assets. You can find us at other places on the web. We've got that information. We've got the crypto education tab at the website. We've got these videos that you are accessing as a premium member. Tell your friends and family, tell them to sign up and come be a part of the JKJ Digital Asset family as we all walk this thing forward and we all take this cryptocurrency journey together. Thanks, and y'all have a great day.